All practice pages and other materials for learning cursive are available at my Teachers Pay Teachers store at www.teacherspayteachers.com/store/Ann-Fosnight. Learning Cursive, Lesson 53, Capital U. A capital U in printing is similar to a capital U in cursive. We just have the connectors and the slant. I call our last 6 capital letters candy curve letters. They start with that candy cane, but they curve at the bottom. U, Y, W, V, Z, and X are the candy curve letters. The first one we're going to look at is capital U. A capital U is formed by an overcurve that starts between the midline and the headline, a slant down to an undercurve, all the way back up, and a slant down to an undercurve. So we have the overcurve between the midline and the headline, a slant down to an undercurve that goes all the way to the headline, a slant down to the baseline in an undercurve. That is our capital U. We do want to not make our capital U too wide. It's a little bit narrower than we might expect it to be. Are you prepared to complete your practice page for capital U? Is your desktop cleared off? Do you have a proper slant on your paper? Are you sitting up straight? Have you written your name neatly at the top of the page? An interesting thing about the capital U's is when turned upside down, they are almost a capital N. A capital U's model right here shows us that it begins with a candy cane that turns into a curve, so I call it a candy curve. Has an undercurve that goes all the way to the headline, slants back down to the baseline, and ends in another undercurve. So we have overcurve between midline and headline, slant down into a new undercurve, up to the headline, slant down into an undercurve. So the overcurve between the midline and the headline curves on into an undercurve, comes straight down in a slant with an undercurve. When you have practiced the training wheel letters to train your hand on the proper strokes, you'll go ahead and try it on your own. Halfway between the midline and the headline, we start a candy cane curve that turns into a curve, goes up, down on the slant, and in an undercurve. We really need to make sure we don't put an extra curve in here. We want it to be a straight line down here and straight on this side. A capital U is a letter that connects. It connects with an undercurve. You are very used to that kind of connection. So we have our curves, our undercurve, and they're connecting. There are some names that are spelled with a capital U, like Usher, Ulani, Upton, Ursula, Ulrich, and Utah. If your name starts with a U, feel free to replace one of those names with your own. Trace all of those names and practice writing them, and we will work on another candy curve letter next.